Hello, everybody. I'm Julia, and I'm so excited that you're here today for this yoga class focused on bringing balance and balancing our root chakra. So, today we're going to be focusing on our root chakra, and this chakra really brings vitality to our whole physical body. This chakra is the feeling represented by the feeling of groundedness, feeling stability, feeling strength, um, and rooted, connected to the earth. I've got my chakra stone right here, so you can go ahead and see the symbol that represents our root chakra. And the color associated with our root chakra is red. And a little bit more information, it's also represented by our life force, the sense of survival, our instincts, and self-preservation. So feeling safe and secure in our surroundings and safe and secure in ourselves. And the location of the chakra, as I already mentioned, is located at the base of our spine. So all we're going to need for this practice today is our yoga mats and maybe a glass of water. Feel free to have any yoga blocks on hand or anything else you would like to feel comfortable. In this class, we're really focused on feeling comfortable in each pose. So feel free to make any modifications or feel free to come to a child's pose if anything is not feeling right to you, or you can just relax and just make any modifications needed. So once again, I'm super excited that you're joining me for this class, and let's go ahead and make our way to our mats. Okay, so we're rolling out our mats. We're gonna make our way into our seated cross-legged position. We're starting off this class just by sitting up nice and tall. Maybe we're rocking back and forth, finding our sit bones. Maybe we're closing our eyes, beginning to feel grounded, connected into the earth. Beginning to feel our energy, noticing how we're feeling right now. Taking note how we're doing right now, checking in with ourselves. Taking a moment to find our tall posture, lifting up through the crown of our head, rolling our shoulders back, dropping those lower ribs down, lifting up through our centers. And if this bothers our hips or our knees, feeling free to bring our legs out in front of us, we can plant our feet on the ground and our knees can be bent, whatever seated position feels comfortable for us. So we're going to start off this practice focusing on our 3-part breath. And this is a great way to calm our nervous system, bringing a sense of tranquility to our body, also re-energizing our body. And so we can either choose to lay our palms up, and this really brings energy in. But maybe today we're focused on bringing our energy to a more centered place. So we can place our palms down over our knees. And this promotes more sense of grounded and balancing out our energy. And so we're going to start by inhaling through our nose, and then we're exhaling through our mouth. So breathing in first, we're expanding through our chest, breathing in. Second, we're expanding through our rib cage, continuing to breathe in, and then we're expanding through our belly. And that is our 3-part breath. And then holding our breath for a moment at the top. And then as we release our breath, we're working in the opposite direction. So first, hugging our belly in, bringing our belly button closer into our spine, and then closing our ribs back together, and then releasing the breath through our chest. And that is the flow for our 3-part breath. So we can go ahead and close our eyes, and we're going to focus on continuing this 3-part breath. Breathing in together, we breathe in through our nose, inhaling. First, focusing on breathing in, opening up through our chest, our rib cage, and our belly. Holding at the top, and exhaling, releasing our belly, rib cage, and chest. Great job. So feel free to please continue the 3-part breath, moving at your own pace. And I'm going to read you an affirmation today that we can be focused on in this practice as we continue our 3-part breath. So in this class, we can focus on letting go of competition of ourselves and of others, focusing on releasing any judgment that we also may have of ourselves and others, feeling secure, releasing any expectations. And through this class, we're really going to focus on our breath, feeling, and really listening to our bodies, seeing how we're feeling, respecting and honoring how we're feeling in this present moment, and knowing it's okay however we're feeling. That is perfectly, perfectly fine. And yes, so we do all these things to clear our mind of distractions, allowing ourselves to become more aware of our feelings, our bodies, and of our minds. All this makes up a practice that allows us to move towards self-acceptance, where we all are able to accept ourselves and accept others. And yeah, so that's a little affirmation for this practice, focusing on self-acceptance, feeling grounded, and feeling a sense of stability. Okay. So let's do one more 3-part breath together. Breathing in through our nose, opening up through our chest, expanding our bellies, holding at the top, and breathing out through our mouth, releasing our belly, our rib cage, and our chest. Wonderful job. Let's inhale, sweeping our arms up, releasing our arms and palms meet above our head. Inhaling, interlacing our hands, reaching up to the sky. Let's begin to shift from side to side, beginning to stretch out through our side body. Stretching from side to side here. Wonderful job, everybody. And then opening up our arms, let's just release down forward, letting go of our neck, letting go of our shoulders. We can also stay up on our fingertips. Walking our hands first to the right side, walking the fingertips to the right. Feeling the stretch through our left side of our back. Releasing our neck down, really letting go of our neck, letting our chin just hang down, letting our neck be free. Walking our hands back to the center and now to the right side, or now to the left side. Walking your hands to the left side. Breathing through all of our stretches today. And walking back to the center, rolling up through our spine. Let's do a couple shoulder circles, rolling our shoulders back, up, down, and back. Getting to wake up our bodies for this practice and circling our shoulders in the opposite direction. Wonderful job. Now let's release everything, shaking out our arms. Shake, shake, shake. Great job, letting them be free. Wonderful job. So now let's move our feet out in front of us. We're going to come into our seated position with our feet flat on the mat. Sitting up tall, finding those sit bones. We can rock from side to side again, finding our sit bones. And we're going to come into our seated cat-cow position, feeling grounded through the base of our spine, focusing on opening up. We're coming into our seated cat position, holding our hands underneath our knees, expanding, inhaling as we open through our chest, arching the spine, dropping our shoulders down and back. And then as we exhale, contracting back, keeping our hands on our knees for support, curving or tucking under our hips slightly as we're rolling back, engaging our centers, using our hands for stability, coming into our seated cow position. And then flexing through the hips, coming back into our cat position, maybe opening up through our knees slightly, opening up through our chest, dropping our shoulders down. On our inhale, exhaling, rolling back. We're keeping our head in alignment in between our knees, moving through this flow a couple more times, expanding and then contracting. Just rolling through our spine. Great job. Now let's place our hands underneath our shoulders and let's just release our lower back by rocking our knees from side to side, letting go of our lower back. Wonderful job. We're going to swivel our knees around, coming into our all fours position. Tucking under our toes. We're lifting our hips up slowly, coming into our first down dog. Beginning to pedal through our feet. We can keep our knees nice and bent here. Pedaling through our feet, reaching our heels down to the ground. Always having the option to keep our knees both bent here. Really focusing on lifting up our hips up to the sky. Almost coming into a little bit of an arched position. We're trying to maintain a flat back, but the image of almost coming into an arched position is helpful here. And then reaching both heels down to the mat, bending deeper through our knees, then walking our feet to our hands, meeting in our forward fold, keeping our knees nice and bent as we're just warming up this forward fold, releasing forward. Reaching towards our opposite elbows, we're going to rock from side to side, keeping our knees nice and bent. Then coming back to the center, bending deeper through our knees, opening up our arms, we swan dive up with a flat back, coming into our tall mountain position, meeting our hands at heart center. We're going to come into a chair flow, focused on feeling grounded through our hips, grounded through our feet, planted on the earth. Sitting back into a deep chair position, we release our hips back, sweeping our arms up, reaching up to the sky, meeting our palms together, or we can just open up our arms above our head, taking a slight arch back, opening up our chest up to the sky, shifting our hips forward, engaging our centers. Wonderful job. Opening up through our arms and then sitting back, releasing our hips back into the chair position, engaging through our quadriceps, our hamstrings, and our glutes. Great job. And then sweeping our arms up to the sky and then taking our slight arch back, shifting our hips forward. Opening up through our arms, sitting back again, coming into the chair position, really sitting back into our heels. That will help to engage our hamstrings here. Okay, sweeping our arms up as we inhale, reaching up to the sky, shifting back, taking our slight arch back, and then opening up again, sitting into the chair, really warming up our full body, and then coming up, a slight arch back. And let's move through this flow just a little bit quicker, sitting back into the chair, sweeping up, reaching above our head, and releasing up. Sitting back into our chair, sweeping up, take our slight arch back. Let's repeat this 2 more times, sitting back into the chair, sweeping up, engaging our centers, slight arch back. And if the arch back ever does bother our back, we can just reach up to the sky, standing up tall and reaching to the sky and sitting back 1 more time, reaching up, a slight arch back, and then meeting our hands at heart center. Wonderful job. Let's take our stance towards the center of our mats. Let's first shake out our arms and legs, shaking everything out, releasing any stagnant energy. I always like to shake out, releases stress. Anything we're holding on to, just let it go. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, great job. Let's meet on our mats back into our mountain position, standing up tall, opening our arms up, our palms are facing forward, lifting up through our centers. We're focusing on our tall stance, standing up tall, feeling grounded, opening up through our shoulders, dropping those lower rib cage or our lower ribs. A slight bend in our knees if we tend to hyperextend or lock our knees back, taking a very slight bend in our knees. Shifting our weight between our metatarsals, our toes, and our heels, making sure we're feeling balanced here. Lifting up through our centers. One more time, reminder to engage our core as we're shifting into our tree balance. So first, let's shift onto our left foot to start, shifting our weight onto our left foot. Let's turn our right leg out. Our toes are first planted on the mat, turning our knee out, meeting our hands together at heart center. And we can definitely hold this position of the tree if this is what is feeling good for us in our practice today, testing our balance. But if we'd like to continue a little bit further into this practice, we can meet our foot on our calf muscle, engaging through our centers, feeling a sense of groundedness and calm in this position. Knowing that all trees do sway in the wind, so it's okay if we're wobbling at all here. And if we'd like to continue taking our leg up a little bit further, we can use our hand to help guide our foot up to our inner thigh, pressing our foot into our thigh and our thigh into our foot, creating that base of dynamic tension, looking at a steady point on the ground out in front of us to find a sense of stability. Working on our balance is a great way to focus on our root chakra, focusing on that sense of groundedness and stability, and a great way to feel present in our bodies as we are practicing our balance. Really does bring us into the present moment, which is all relating to our root chakra, feeling safe and feeling secure as we improve our balance, focusing on our stability. Let's stay here for one more breath. Amazing job. You can definitely bring your arms out into a T position if this helps you at all with our balance. Great job. Let's turn our legs in, hugging our knee into our chest, and then releasing the leg forward and shake, 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 shaking everything out once again. Great job. Standing tall in our tree position. Let's shift our weight to the opposite side. So first, we are shifting our weight into our right leg, turning out the left leg. Our toes are first planted on the mat. And then we can place our foot up into our calf muscle. If we'd like to continue, we can also definitely just keep our toes planted on the mat, just testing our balance here, working to improve, letting go of any judgment of ourselves, knowing that we are at where we are right now, and that is perfectly okay. Accepting ourselves as we are and loving ourselves. And if we'd like to continue, we can use our hand to help guide our foot up to our inner thigh, meeting our hands together at heart center. Also an option to bring our arms out into a T position. Maybe this will help us with our balance. We can look at that steady point out in front of us to help us balance. Engaging through our centers to help us work on our stability. Feeling grounded through our standing leg. Wonderful job with our balance. Let's stay here for one more breath. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Turning our leg in, interlacing our hands, hugging that knee into our chest. Great job. And shake, shake, shake. Great job, everybody, with our tree balance. We're going to meet together at the front of our mats. Feel free to get a little sip of water if you'd like right now before we move into our sun salutation. And this is a great way to really energize our entire bodies, bringing in a sense of positivity and as well as stability in our bodies. Working on our life force energy, sweeping up, breathing in positive energy, meeting our palms together above our head. We can take a slight arch back, shifting our hips forward, opening up our arms. We swan dive down, bending through our knees, releasing our hips back, forward fold. Coming half up, placing our hands above our knees. Our knees can stay bent here. Releasing back down to the forward fold. Let's step back with our right foot, steps back into a lunge. Anjaneyasana, stepping back into our lunge. Stepping back, our left foot meets the right foot, coming into our plank, engaging through our centers, always having the option to come into our modified plank, making sure that our hips are creating one long line from the top of our head all the way through the base of our spine. Or we can come into the full plank, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes, hugging our elbows into our sides. We shift forward, lowering down through a modified Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows hugging in, engaging through our centers, shifting our forearms forward, opening up into the baby cobra, lifting through our centers, placing our hands underneath our shoulders, shifting back all the way into the child's pose. Releasing here, opening up through our knees a little bit further, opening up our knees to allow our rib cage to sink further down. Releasing here, letting go of the back of our neck. Walking our hands back, rolling up through our spine, coming into our seated hero position. Inhaling, sweeping our arms up, meeting our palms above our head. Exhaling, placing our hands on the mat. Coming back to the all fours, tucking under the toes, lifting up back to the down dog. Maybe choosing to bend our knees here. And straighten. Let's step our right leg forward now. Right leg steps forward into a lunge. Left leg steps to meet the right foot. Coming back into the forward fold, looking up halfway. And back down. Bending through our knees, sweeping our arms up, meeting our palms above our head, and hands to heart center. Wonderful job with that sun salutation. Let's repeat that to the left side. Moving maybe just a little bit quicker now that we know the flow. Inhaling, sweeping our arms up, meeting our palms together, opening up your arms, bending down, stepping our left foot back now into the lunge, Anjaneyasana, coming up onto our fingertips wherever we'd like to come up to. Stepping back, right foot steps back, meeting together in our plank, engaging through our centers, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes, slowly lowering down with control, hugging our elbows into our sides, Chaturanga Dandasana. Shifting our forearms forward, dropping down our shoulders, lifting up through our centers, coming into our baby cobra. Shifting our hands underneath our shoulders, pressing all the way back into the child's pose, opening up through our knees, releasing forward, letting our forehead be heavy on the mat. Walking our hands back, rolling up through our spine, coming into the hero position. Inhaling, sweeping our arms up, looking up to the sky. Exhaling, releasing our hands down to the mat, tucking under our toes, lifting up our knees back to our down dog, reaching our heels down to the mat. Always an option to bend our knees. Now we're stepping our left foot forward. Left foot steps forward into the lunge. And then right foot steps forward to meet the left foot. Coming into our forward fold, looking up halfway, releasing back down, bending through our knees, swan diving back up, meeting our hands above our head and hands to heart center. Wonderful job with our sun salutations today. Let's meet down onto the mat. We're going to come into our boat position, sitting down together. We're placing our hands underneath our shoulders. Here we're feeling grounded through our root, grounded through the base of our spine. Maybe focusing on bringing energy into the base of our spine, maybe feeling the color red, maybe focusing on red energy. That's our life force and vitality. Lifting up one toe and then the other toe, balancing here, engaging through our centers, testing out our balance again. Great job, everybody. Maybe opening up our arms, testing our balance in our core. We're leaning back with a flat back. If we'd like more support, feeling free to keep our hands underneath our knees. And if we'd like to extend this a little bit further, we can try to extend our legs, balancing here in our boat position. Great job. Lowering one toe and then the other toe down to the mat, scooting our hips forward or rolling down all the way onto our backs. And we're going to windshield wiper our knees, moving our knees from side to side, releasing through our lower back, just rocking our knees from side to side here. We may hear some crackles and pops, and that is okay. Rocking our knees from side to side. Let's hug our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a big hug. Closing our eyes here, being thankful that we're here, grateful that we've taken the time today for this practice. Let's start to circle our knees in one direction, massaging through our spine. We're feeling safe. We're feeling secure here. Feeling relaxed on our backs. Surrounding ourselves with white light and positive energy. Great job reversing the direction of the circles. Now let's reach our legs up to the sky. We can find some foot circles here for a moment. Circling in the opposite direction. And let's come into our happy baby position. A great stretch to open up through our inner thighs and opening up through our hips. We're going to bend our knees and we're going to reach towards the outside part of our feet. We can also reach towards our calves if this is more accessible for us, or we can reach all the way down to our feet. Also feeling free to move through the stretch. We can extend one leg at a time, flowing through the happy baby. We also can choose just to stay here, closing our eyes here, relaxing into our happy baby position. This is also great to release our lower back, stretching through our inner thighs and opening up through our hips. Extending one leg at a time if we'd like to, moving through our happy baby. Holding here for another breath, breathing in through our nose, holding at the top, and exhaling through our mouth. Just releasing any tension, releasing anything that's holding us back. Meeting our feet together, coming into a laying down butterfly stretch. And then hugging our knees into our chest one more time. Keeping our eyes closed here. We're going to release our legs along the mat. Releasing our legs out long. Placing our hands on our belly for our final relaxation pose. Taking a moment here to just feel present in our bodies, focusing on just fully relaxing. Feeling grateful for everything that we have. Feeling grateful that we're here. Thankful to ourselves for taking time to focus on our health, really focusing on our well-being, our mental well-being, our physical well-being. Just bringing our awareness into our breath, feeling fully relaxed onto our mats, letting go of any tension we may be holding through our bodies, just releasing into the earth, releasing into our mats, relaxing on the muscles of our face, letting go of our arms, letting go of our bellies, releasing through our hips and our back, letting go of our quads and our calf muscles, relaxing through our feet, and then bringing our awareness back into our breath, relaxing through our neck as well. We're just going to stay here for a few more breaths, really letting go. Maybe focusing on surrounding ourselves with bright white light, cleansing and purifying, feeling safe, feeling a sense of tranquility. Feeling the abundance all around us. You can feel free to stay in this final relaxation as long as we'd like to. But if we're ready to close out our practice, we can begin to wiggle our fingers and toes, circling through our ankles and wrists. We're going to bend through our knees, feeling free to keep our eyes closed, waking up our bodies nice and slow. Reaching one arm above our head whenever we're ready, rolling onto our sides. Pressing up into our seated cross-leg position whenever we are ready. Meeting back in the seated cross-leg position. Meeting our hands to heart center. Feeling all the positive energy, all the vitality that we've cultivated through this practice. Reaching our arms up. Inhaling, we sweep our arms up to the sky, taking one last deep breath in. And exhale, meeting our hands at our third eye, hands to heart center. And together we all say namaste, namaste. Thank you so much, everybody joining me for this practice, focusing on our root chakra. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you. Bye.